We just spent the last while battling our anchor trying to get it off the bottom, and this is why. All that mud is in the fluke, and it was all stuck down there. And actually a huge chunk fell off while I was going to get the camera, but all the way up to the roll bar, it was all full of mud. So now that it's actually up and off, we're on our way. I'm letting the mud fall out, as you can see, and then we'll get it up into the roller because it's just too heavy right now.
Well, that was quite the adventure. Herbie woke me up by saying, "I'm going in the water to get the anchor," and I thought he was gonna go swimming and that he had gone insane. But I came up and he was in the dinghy. So thankfully, with a little motoring and a little just pure will, the anchor came up and we are able to ride the current a little further south. All good things. Just a little you never wake up peacefully here.
So what we ended up doing was I was at the helm, or I was at the windlass letting out scope while Maddie steered us around the shoal and then up above it, and then we pulled the anchor up. We ended up running aground again, getting at the anchor, but we were so close, we're like 20 feet away from the anchor, so the scope was so short that it was a 2-to-1 scope. It's 10 feet of water, and you know, us with 20 feet out, it just pulled the anchor up off the bottom. So that finally worked, and then the current's so strong it pushed us off the shoal that we grounded on and out into the channel. So now we're just clucking along, and I set up like an arbitrary, hey, this would be a nice place to stop setting, and it says that we'll get there at 1:39, which is 3 hours from now. So this is pretty sweet. We'll cover 15 miles if we can do 5 knots. Since we're going with the current, it's pretty easy. The motor's only drawing 30 amps, and we're charging it with 20, so we're actually only drawing 10 amps from the batteries, and we're doing 4.5 knots. So this is working out quite nicely. But it's quite cold, so I'm very bundled up. I got a long sleeve shirt, a hoodie, sweater, and a winter coat, and 2 pairs of pants, and wool socks. I'm not barefoot this time. Just made a huge mistake. So we just came through the Surf City swing bridge here, and they open every hour at the top of the hour, which means they open at noon, 1, 2, like that. Where we were going to get there in about 15 minutes after the bridge would have closed. So I thought, geez, if we do that, we're gonna have to sit waiting for an entire, 45 minutes before the bridge opens again. So I thought, okay, no big deal. I'll just give it some more oomph, and we'll go, instead of 3 knots, we'll go to 4 knots. It's not much of a difference in speed or power, and we should be good. We'll get there in no time flat. Well, we did make it to the bridge just in time. As the bridge was opening, we got there, we got through the bridge, as you can see, and then the batteries died. They're completely discharged. I know it's bad for the batteries, and I did it anyway, and now we're facing the consequences, which is there's no power left. We creeped through the bridge. I actually told the bridge tender, like, I'm not gonna make it through the bridge against the current. I'm sorry, I'll just wait for the next opening anyway in an hour, and we'll have more power then. And he's like, no, bridge is already open, just come on through, take your time. So we creeped through it like 2 knots. Sorry for everyone who got held up in that traffic jam. And then made it through, and then there's the construction of the next bridge, which is gonna replace the swing bridge. It's a big fixed bridge, and we couldn't make it to the bridge. The batteries just couldn't do it. So we dropped anchor. I just came just out of the channel, and we dropped the hook, and the generator's running, and the current here is strong. You can see the wake coming off the chain, and I have our rudder turned to kind of get us further out of the channel, so we're turned to port, and there's so much water passing over the keel and rudder that it's actually sailing the boat to port with the anchor holding at the starboard. So that is a lot of current we're experiencing. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna let the batteries keep charging, and then when the current reverses or goes slack, we're gonna get out of here. So they always joke around that people who need to make that bridge at this hour shouldn't have an electric motor, and it's true. You can't be in a rush like that. I should have just gone, honestly, I should have just throttled back and gotten to the bridge at the next opening instead of trying to rush it to get to the first one. While the batteries are charging back up, I'm taking it easy. We got the fire going, it's nice and warm inside. And Maddie,
I am doing another painting for a man named Jim who messaged me after the painting I did of Mark went out. It's a much smaller painting than last time, but that doesn't mean it's any less fun to do. So far, it's pretty wet, so I'm not gonna hold it up yet. I always like afternoons where I can just paint. I'll leave my email in the comments down below if you all are interested in a portrait as well. You can just email me with a photograph, and I'd be happy to get in touch.
so the current finally shifted. We have the option of going 5 more miles to where I thought we would anchor for the night, or we could just stay here and go into town, because honestly, we haven't been into a town and we're kind of low on fresh foods and stuff. So we'll probably stop and provision up, because like Maddie ate our last tomato right now. I have 1 apple left. I'm out of peanut butter, and if you know me, oh, I love apples with peanut butter on them. It's the best breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, and snack. Why stress so hard about making 5 extra miles? We are technically out of the channel. I'm not sure that this is a real anchorage of sorts. It would be really nice if it were, because this is a really pretty place. So that's pretty much the plan. We're just gonna stop here for the day. And then tomorrow, instead of 15 miles from where I wanted to anchor, we'll have 20 miles to our next stop, which will be Wrightville Beach, which was where we were planning on building a mooring, and then I found a marina where we could leave the boat for an entire month for about 500 bucks. So that's in our budget, because I'm gonna go back over Christmas and I'm gonna work. I know some people have said that we are freeloaders who are asking people for money because we don't want to work, and it's quite far from the truth. We work really hard, save up, and then go cruising. And with your all support through the Sailing Buddies, we're able to cruise for longer periods of time between having to go back and work. So that's that. So I'm gonna go back, pull some wisdom teeth, do some other dental things, and then mid-January we're coming back to the boat. Batteries are heavily discharged after that little stunt I did. Won't do that again. So we're just leaving the generator running and just waiting. So we decided, let's go to shore, enjoy the town, because we're in Surf City, which looks from the water to have a whole bunch of stuff. Aren't we stylish?
We're going into the world.
Yes, and it's raining and cold.
Basically, it's miserable outside, but we've been on the boat all day, and I think we deserve dinner out, so we're gonna do it.
Yep.
And in the meantime, we'll check out this little town, Surfside.
Surf City.
Surf City.
And we'll pick up some fresh produce, because I don't have any more apples or peanut butter. I like my apples and peanut butter.
onto this. There's no way to get in there. I'm gonna go ahead and attempt. Good thing my knees bend backwards. So easy for you because you're tall.
Yeah, I got long legs. Oh, there's a trash can. Good.
Now that we're on the right side of things, we're gonna go find a grocery store and something to eat.
These very pretty walkways, they've lined them with Christmas lights, and you can see it snaking off into the distance. There's all these pretty Christmas lights on the pier.
We're doing a $5 special on calamari. Good. So we're gonna try Thai ice cream from the Snow Factory.
Good morning too.
Okay, these are our new friends, and they're about to try this interesting ice cream.
How do you
Let's
eat it?
see. So what did you get? You got the
Peanut butter and
peanut
pretzel.
butter pretzel.
Peanut butter and pretzel. Yeah.
Okay.
With torched marshmallow, chocolate.
Ladies first.
That's right. Is that good?
Oh,
my
it is?
goodness.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
What consistency is it?
Looks like dough.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like dough.
That is
It has
really
torched.
good.
And this is a chocolate
Chocolate stick.
stick.
Yeah, the cream, chocolate cream stick.
Yeah, chocolate.
Yeah.
We have our ice cream. It's time to enjoy.
It's beautiful. Did you get any in your mouth?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. And how is it?
Delicious.
Excellent. We were at dinner and we were finishing up and asking our waitress if there was Uber in this town because Herbie loves his ice cream.
And we've been like working really hard to get as far down the ICW as we can every day. So there's been no ice cream for a while.
Herbie wants his ice cream. So this couple that was sitting a few tables over overheard us asking about taxis and whatnot and said, "Oh, wait, don't get a taxi. We'll just drive you where you want to go." And it was a young couple and they were really nice. And they were like, "We'll take you to get ice cream." So we went about a mile down the road, got that Thai ice cream, which was an experience, and got to know these people. And
They're a really nice couple.
they were super nice. And the man was a minister, the woman was a vet, and they were on their honeymoon, or they were on their anniversary in the place where they had their honeymoon, and we learned about their kids, and it was really nice. And we're just finding that we're repeatedly running into these wonderful, giving, kind people on this journey, and it's giving us a sense of hope.
Yeah. So usually, like, you turn on the news and you just see about killings and just crime and just general awfulness, and it makes you think that humanity is just all bad and it's just a sad, slow end. And then you go out cruising and you run into just wonderful people everywhere.
Just
And,
nice,
yeah.
small town people who don't mind
Well,
giving you a ride to Walmart.
It's not even a small town. Like, I mean, they weren't even from this town. They
It's
were
true.
visiting here. It's like just people are just generally nice. And it really gives us a really much needed faith in humanity.
Yeah, it
restores your faith in humanity.
It's been a highlight of this journey. I think particularly in Oriental, we had that experience, and now here
in Hatteras too.
It's
'Cause
true.
they offer like the amount of
that guy
people,
offered to drive us.
Yeah, they'd
and
offer to drive us.
do
Other
our
people,
laundry.
Yeah, other people actually offered us their car. They're like, "Hey, I can just give you the keys and bring it back when you're done." And people are really nice, and that's a beautiful thing that you get to experience while cruising.
Yeah, probably the highlight so far.
Yeah, it's like
the people.
the places are neat, but it's the people that really make the journey.
Mm-hmm. In this video, we're going to talk about something really important that a lot of channels don't cover.
We carry 90 tablets, which sounds excessive, but there's a couple reasons.
Hello.
Welcome.
We have a whole bunch of things here. Most of them are preventative. Some of them are just for general aches and pains. Thanks so much for watching. And if you want to become a sailing buddy, you can click the link down below to our Patreon account.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. And when you click subscribe, make sure you click on the little bell in the annotation. That way you get notifications as soon as our next video is uploaded.
Thanks so much.